Thursday Thunder. Scott.
Kim, how are we?
Good. I got it right this time. Joined here again with Scott Nelson, aka Mr. South Australia ICN, for the second week in a row while Adrian is away in Japan. Have you been following Adrian's exploits?
He's been pretty quiet on there lately.
Yeah, the last couple of days he has. Yeah. It's interesting because I spoke to him yesterday about the virus and how he reckons over in Japan it's not that talked about that much.
Yeah, because it's just the common flu season over there anyway.
Well, yeah, he reckons everyone always wears... Well, anyway, when he went to Japan 18 months ago, everyone was wearing masks and they still wear masks, so that to him wasn't any different. But he says that even on the news, there wasn't that much talk about it.
Yeah.
But he did say that it's everything is quiet and most of the tourist places have been shut until the 15th.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday they're apparently opening.
Alright.
Yeah, so like things like the Japan Disney World and everything has been shut and all the major tourist destinations have been shut. The ones that have been open though, he reckons have been great because there is no tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are just staying away from there.
Yeah, he says there literally isn't any tourists. And even the streets are really quiet. Do you see some of the photos he's put up of Kyoto and Osaka?
Yeah.
You notice there's no cars and there's no people around?
Yeah, no one's around anywhere with any of his videos and everything.
It'll be interesting though because Japan is still on, like one of the countries on alert list.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting when Adrian comes back if he has to then go into self-quarantine. And I've got a feeling he will. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
So yeah, interesting stuff happening in the world. I've been trying to get some hand sanitizer for the gym and I can't get any. So if anybody's got some excess and want to help me out, let me know and I'll buy a couple of bottles of it.
With markup.
Hey?
With markup.
Well, I hope they wouldn't take too much advantage of me. But it's crazy. Yeah, I went to about 5 different supermarkets this morning and nobody had any. I found one little bottle at a chemist. Yeah, and that was it. So, anyway, what's been happening with you, training-wise? Now, you had a setback.
Yeah, I've been sick at the start of this week. Had food poisoning.
Yep.
So that's not been a great time, but yeah, we'll have another day off today, just get some energy back up, and then back into the gym tomorrow, I reckon.
Yep. And you reckon you hadn't eaten anything different, and you prepare all your food, so it must have been something. Maybe it's in your cooking.
Yeah, I mustn't have cooked the fish properly or something, I don't know.
Yeah. So I've got, you know how I talked last week about this thing going up my neck? Well, that's now gotten to the point where it got so bad yesterday that I'm getting treatment on it tonight. So I was speaking to Gary from TaylorMade Massage, he reckons he asked me this morning just to work out what he can work on. But it's really weird because I can turn my head fine.
Yep.
But if I lift this arm up, now I can feel it running up the back of my scalp.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And what aggravated yesterday was obviously I did a conditioning session here, and one of the rounds was a clean and press.
Yep.
Clean and press. And while I was doing it, it was fine. But then that afternoon, it got so sore. But it's really weird. Like I said, I can turn my head fine. But if I look down at something for a little while, it'll get really sore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's a weird sort of thing because if I move my scalp, it hurts. So there's something for Gary to work on tonight. I'm sure it'll hurt. Just getting back onto some shop talk now. I just want to let everyone know that the popular 13 Lives Insta Hose back in stock. Most probably our best-selling, thermogenic/fat burner. I took an Insta Hose this morning, went for my walked 300 meters and came back because walking actually hurt.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I thought, I'll go back. But then I took an Insta Hose and I couldn't go back to bed because I was sweating profusely. So I had to stay up, and this was at 5 a.m. So 2 shirts later, at 8 a.m. it stopped. So yeah, Insta Hose back in stock. Also, what's coming in this week? Now, we spoke last week about the Magic Nutrition range. Yes, it has been ordered. I was hoping to have it today, but I was informed by Mike yesterday that it was only sent today or yesterday. So we're not going to get it until Monday now. So I was a little bit disappointed in that, Mike. I placed that order on Tuesday, hoping to have it by Friday. So anyway, that will be coming in. So we've got the Magic Whey, the Magic Burn, and the Magic Pre coming in. And like I said, Mike is releasing the Aminos at the Arnold Classic next weekend. Yep, next weekend. Also coming in, new subs landing this week is Max's Crea Burn, Max's Sip and Burn, and Maxine's is releasing a new Total Meal Cookie. Now this is a meal cookie, so it's not just like a low carb. It's a proper meal cookie. Yeah. Apparently very nice, very delicious. Ghost Vegan Banana Cake Batter is coming in. There's a new Nature's Best Plant Protein we're going to have a look at. Now, one of the most anticipated launches is the ATP pre-workout.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called Limitless.
Yep.
Clean Energy. They put up a little bit of a sneak peek of it. They put up an ingredients list, but there wasn't sort of like a proper list with how much of everything breakdown, but just had this is the ingredients in it.
Yep.
So it just looks like a pre-workout. A few little bits and pieces that are different from others, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm sure all the ATP groupies and ATP lovers, including me, we will give it a shot and see what it's like. So that is being released, I think, at the end of next week. So we should have stocks of that in following that. Also, there will be some stacks coming out with the new products. So there'll be a Magic stack with Mike's products and Maxine stacks. Also, keep an eye out on our website, australianmuscle.com.au.
Free Australia-wide delivery.
There you go. With free Australia-wide delivery. So we've got a blog on there, and there's articles coming out a couple of times every week, reviews, written reviews, and things like that. So keep an eye on that sort of stuff. That's it for Shop Talk. In terms of just general, it's going to be interesting what happens in the next 3 or 4 weeks with all this coronavirus.
Yeah,
So, did you hear that like Italy's in lockdown?
Yeah.
But they actually announced today that on top of that lockdown now is that all shops, all businesses, all schools are closed, and the only shops that are open are chemists and supermarkets.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you can only leave your home, apparently, to go food shopping.
Okay, wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like it really is nuts. Like, so there was a lot of worry here that the Arnold Classic Australia, especially like the Expo, wouldn't go ahead like the Arnold Classic USA. But at the moment, it's all go.
Hasn't been any word otherwise.
No, the Australian Grand Prix is on this weekend, and if anything was going to be locked down or closed down, that would be it. Yeah. That thing brings in thousands of people from overseas, you know, literally hundreds in terms of the teams and everything. So if that's been allowed, I can't see that then they'll turn around and they're going to shut down the Arnold Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for everyone that's bought tickets and everything.
Exactly right. I did get asked yesterday that what's happening with the ICN shows if there is like a mass get-together ban, and I will run this show either way. If I'm not allowed to have an audience, I will still run it, and we will do like a Facebook stream, or we'll do an online stream where we can still watch it. So I am working on contingency plans, but at the moment it's all go. Nothing's changed. Still going on. Tickets will go on sale in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll go from there. In the end, we just have to assume that everything's still all go as per normal, and we're hoping that it will go ahead. I still don't think Australia will go down that path. Yeah. But I've been wrong on so many things. We don't know. All right. Well, let's just quickly have a chat about the Arnold Classic USA. It was on the weekend. Did you watch any of it?
I didn't see any of it live, but I saw some photos and that sort of thing.
Yep, yeah. I watched the Classic Physique live on Saturday. I didn't see any of the men's bodybuilding live. I watched a few recap videos just to catch up on everything. So, but it was pretty clear that William Bonac was the winner.
Yeah, I thought so based off the photos.
Yeah, and the big talk was obviously Dexter Jackson coming in second over Big Ramy. Steve Kuklo was in fourth, which was I'm not a fan of this guy's physique, but he still is managing now to be right up there.
Yeah, he seems to be getting better as he's going on lately.
Yep.
I thought he actually looked better than Big Ramy, but
yeah, well, a few people were saying that.
Just the size overall of Big Ramy probably put him over the top.
Yeah, there was a picture I saw today where they had Big Ramy and that Morgan Asti.
Yeah.
And Ramy made Asti look small.
Yeah.
And this guy's huge, right?
Asti's what, 6'7" or
something like that. Yeah, and he was on stage at about 300.
300 pounds on stage. Yeah.
That's right. Sergio Oliva Jr. was in third. He also won the best poser. Oh, fifth, sorry.
Yep.
He won the best poser award also. Big Ramy won the most muscular award.
Yep.
Cedric McMillan was his usual disappointing sixth, and was most probably lucky even to be in sixth.
Yeah.
Akeem William looked really good.
Looked really good.
Yeah, he looked
so
really
Max
good.
Charles actually.
Yeah. So Cedric was lucky to get sixth. Victor Martinez, I think it's time for him now to maybe contemplate on.
Yeah, I think so.
These last 5 places. Patrick Moore, who was the big, we really talked him up, and he came in 10th. And it's pretty evident that Patrick just needs more size.
Yeah.
It looks like he was competing in the 230s, maybe high 230s. He really needs to be 250 on stage. I think if he's going to be competitive.
Yeah, because the condition was still there.
Was there. He just hasn't got the size.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just needs to be bigger.
And he's a fairly tall guy as well.
That's right. Yep. Disappointed for Australia in that Josh Lenanowitz was 11th. And he really was down on size, wasn't he?
It goes to show with all the health issues that he had over
the
last couple of years.
He did put up a post hinting that he might just pack it away for the year.
Yeah.
And look, 2 weeks when this show was, it'd be 2 weeks to the Australia. While he might be able to improve on his condition, it's not going to help him. He needs to put 5 to 10 kilos back on. And he's not going to do that in 2 weeks. So it would really surprise me if Josh competes anymore this year.
Yeah.
And he was disappointed. He put up in one of his posts that it was the first time ever in his bodybuilding, including his IMBA days, that he's ever been in the last quarter.
Yeah, that's got to be a hard one to swallow for him.
Exactly right. Big Morgan Asti, we spoke about, was in 12th, and in last place was Johnny Jackson, who really should not have made a comeback.
I didn't even see photos of him, but
no, I haven't seen any photos of him either, but it's pretty evident that in that lineup that and really, in all honesty, when even Johnny Jackson was at his peak, in this sort of lineup, he would be lucky to be 7th or 8th or 9th. So it's not as if he was ever a real competitive bodybuilder. It sounds harsh, but that's just the truth.
Top level.
No, that's right.
I mean, especially when you've got an almost Olympia lineup.
Yeah.
Not really in that conversation.
That's right.
Just before we move on from that, what was your thoughts on the Classic Physique?
Classic Physique. Who's the guy that everyone said was going to win?
Terence Ruffin?
Yeah. He came in 3rd, didn't he? Second.
So it was Alex Cambronero, Terence Ruffin, and then Steve Loris.
That's right.
Steve Loris.
Well, Steve Loris, he was the one that was the real favourite.
Yeah, I think he came second last year.
So he dropped down to 3rd. I thought the place, like I said, that was the only one that I actually saw live, and I thought the placings were fair.
You thought they were fair?
Yeah.
I thought Terence Ruffin should have been first, but that was.
But in the end, look, the top 5 of all of those guys in classic physique, they're all phenomenal.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
So you're looking at real nitpicky things, you know, and really, to me personally, even if Steve won and the others were second and third, I would have gone, wow, that's pretty good. You know? Yeah, they all look so good, you know. But yeah, I don't think in that top 3 it could have gone all over the place with any one of them winning and coming third and second, and I don't think there would have been too much, you know, dispute against that. You know.
Yep.
But the winner looked great.
Yeah,
he looked really good.
Very much so.
Yeah,
great condition.
That's right. Just touch on quickly about Thor. Thor won the strongman.
Yep.
Now, yesterday I watched the replay of the deadlift part.
Right.
And going into that deadlift, Thor was in second place, I think 1 point behind the leader, and everyone sort of knew that this is his event, and he was Thor won the deadlift. He won the deadlift competition with his first lift. Like his first lift was better than all the guys who went into their third lift.
Yeah. And
he did a second lift, did it quite comfortably. I think he was lifting around in about the 460, 470 mark. So he didn't really push himself, considering in training he put up that video of 485 that came up like nothing.
Yeah.
So, and then he chose not to even do a third one.
Yeah. Why bother risking injury?
Now, but what I want to talk about was that I watched the whole deadlift comp, and the others that went into their third lifts and everything, I started thinking, I was watching this, and you know what, I reckon someone's going to die doing that one day. Yeah. Well, really, I mean, these guys were at their absolute limit, absolute limit, and when, you know, collapsing when they finished the lift and everything.
Yeah.
We saw what happened to Eddie Hall when he got his 500 kilos.
Yeah.
Man, I reckon we're going to one day be watching this live, and someone's, you know, we're going to see that thing that happens. I don't know if you've seen Mission Impossible, one of the movies where they implanted these things in people's brains, and it went off, and one of their eyeballs sort of went weird. Well, I think we're going to see that happen. I hope not, but man, these guys are pushing themselves to their absolute limit.
Yeah, very much so.
So it's crazy. We'll quickly wrap it up with a couple of news. You seen Callum Von Mulgus ready to compete? He's getting ready for a comp?
I'd heard about it.
Yeah. So he's competing in I think it's this weekend, 6 weeks' time in the Jay Cutler Classic.
Okay, yeah.
In the Classic division.
Yep.
He's looking really good, and I can't see any evidence of any of these tears, and it's amazing how his body's recovered. Yeah. Unless he's somehow managing to hide him so well, but the arm looks good, and he's looking big. He's looking really good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All the best to him.
We'll follow that, obviously, and see how he goes. Now, the IFBB, the comp season here in Adelaide kicked off with the IFBB Pro League SA Arnold qualifiers. Now, is that the actual title?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not like an Adelaide title. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's SA Arnold qualifiers. So that was on last weekend. I just want to touch on it because I watched again some of the live feed, and I was just really disappointed with a lot of the posing. You know, especially from the guys, you know, and even in the men's physique, the posing was really, really bad. So guys, you just need to get on top of your posing. You need to start practicing early. It's no good just hitting a few shots in that last week. You really, 10 weeks out, posing should be a part of your training, just like everything else is. You should be dedicating a number of hours to it every week.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah. Pose like 30 minutes every day pretty much.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I think you need to, and it's evident to see people that don't. And there's plenty of classes around, even our ICN posing classes. They're not just for ICN. Anybody can come along. Anybody can come along, you know. And you really should get some practice. I think the main thing is getting some, learning to practice and hold your poses for a long time, so you get the stage fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least do multiple rounds of the poses that
That's right.
that you have to go through. Yeah.
Yep. That's it. I think we're done. Thanks, Scott, for coming in again.
No problem.
We'll get you to come in, and we'll talk about some of this weekend's shows. So this weekend around the country, the Arnold qualifiers continue. Scott and I were just talking before on camera how so far there really hasn't been a standout winner in Perth, South Australia. No disrespect to the competitors, but no sort of real international flavour standout. But this weekend we got the Victorians on Saturday and the New South Wales on Sunday, and I think we're going to see some good competitors. So I'm looking forward to seeing Lucky on stage, and in New South Wales we've got that Sadiq guy, the black guy, looks like Ronnie Coleman. Yep.
He's coming back as well.
Apparently. Christian Caldwell, I saw some photos of Christian Caldwell who looked nuts. You see that back double bicep?
No.
Looked crazy. And then Adam Dowling. I'm looking forward to Adam Dowling. If he doesn't place, well, he's obviously just going to jump off the stage and he's going to rip the arms off the head judge and beat everyone else to death with it, I reckon. that alone will be a highlight. Yeah.
Make for good viewing, that's for sure.
That's right. That's it. So thanks again. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Someone did post on our Instagram page a question if we are going to be stocking the 13 Lives Green Carradine. I hope I pronounced that right. Look, at the moment we are looking at other products in the range of 13 Lives, and just keep an eye on our websites, and obviously we'll talk about new ones that we do introduce. That's it. Thanks guys for tuning in. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, just hit us up on our socials. We'll try and answer them. This episode, as per usual, is brought to you by Australian Muscle the Gym, and Australian Muscle Online.
With free Australia-wide delivery.
Oh, there you go.
Got it.
All right. Thanks guys. We'll catch you next week. Thanks Scott.
Thank you.
See you later.
Yeah.